blast. It's the best thing in news media of the last 30 years. So now I'm filming. Here we have Christopher Chung, the Chief Executive Officer of the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina. And you do what? Yeah. So tell our audience why.
Up that close.
Yeah. Tell our audience of medium-sized business owners around the world why they should come to North Carolina.
Well, I think every company needs talent to be successful. What we've seen in North Carolina is a very successful strategy to provide that talent for all sorts of companies, international, domestic, across all different industries. One, we have a great university system that's organically producing talent in the form of those graduates. Two is we've got a great community and technical college system that's also training and upskilling incumbent workers to adapt to the needs of industry in the future. We've got a lot of people exiting active duty military service. We have over 100,000 active duty military. Thousands of those individuals will be re-entering civilian life in the next 5 years. That also fuels a deep talent.
So our veterans are the best people in the American workforce that you can hire in America.
They're some of the best in terms of having the discipline, some of those intangibles that employers often say they're looking for. Now, they may need some of the technical skills training unique to a particular industry, but they come with a lot of those fundamentals that a lot of employers say. So that the third area is we continue to attract a lot of in-migration to North Carolina from other parts of the U.S. And again, these are people that are either fresh out of college or mid-career. Either way, it's deepening the talent pool that companies have access to.
So you have the Research Triangle in Raleigh, which is excellent for biotech, computer tech companies that you have there. You have Charlotte, which is, you know, the Bank of America headquarters, and then Duke Energy, the largest mid-Atlantic, one of the largest
investor-owned utility
in the country. So if I'm a small, medium-sized Italian pharmaceutical group, I would do very well by coming to North Carolina. One, you'll help me find the place, site location, but maybe possibly a company that I could acquire to really build up my presence in the...
Yeah, absolutely. So we have something like 600 plus life science companies in all facets of the life sciences industry all across North Carolina. I think something like 63,000 people work in biotechnology or life sciences. So it's definitely a strong industry cluster for companies that are looking for that ecosystem in our state. You have the North Carolina Biotechnology Center, which was formed 30 years ago by a very forward-looking state government that was trying to think, how do we shift from a tobacco and textiles economy to an economy that's dependent more on the future direction of industry. That's why they created the Biotechnology Center, to really catalyze some of what's really taken place in the biosciences industry over the past 30 years. A lot of great resources that companies in life sciences can leverage as they look to locate in our state.
Okay. And Charlotte has become an international city. You know, you have all the things you may want in New York City and Charlotte. You have the regional hub, and you have the Southeast growth.
We do, yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of that speaks for itself. Companies are drawn to that. Again, it speaks to population. Population growth speaks to talent pool growth, and that's what companies are finding in a lot of North Carolina.
And who are your biggest competitors in this as a state?
I would say that when you talk about heavy manufacturing, South Carolina has really established itself as a very formidable competitor. I mean, manufacturing is still very big to North Carolina. A lot of people don't realize it's still 10% of our gross state product.
Yeah.
We go head-to-head a lot against South Carolina for heavier manufacturing, aerospace, certain types of automotive manufacturing. When it's headquarters, information technology, we typically compete a lot more with places like Georgia, sometimes Texas for headquarters, Virginia a little bit for information technology. Nashville is coming on strong for financial services and business and professional services. But I'd say it's largely a regional competitive subset, and then depending on the project, it could be other states like Texas in the mix too.
Because one of the states you didn't mention, because it's probably no longer a competitor, is New York. You took most of the jobs from MetLife to North Carolina. The New York MetLife Grand Central, I don't know, is anybody in that building anymore?
Not sure. I think they still have a pretty good size.
But you took most of those jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I think as companies are looking at where to put their future growth, I mean, yes, some number of the deals that we work on involve uprooting, a company uprooting from where it is today and moving somewhere else. Examples of that sort of project, of course, are like what GE did when they moved to Boston, right, from Connecticut. But the vast majority of our companies or projects, I'd say 90% or more, are actually companies figuring out where to put that future growth. And that future growth, of course, they could either grow where they are today or put that growth somewhere else. And that's probably been much more of what we see involving companies that are based in the Northeast.
And then, like most states, we're at SelectUSA, the premier foreign direct investment conference hosted by the U.S. government. The most welcome investor, of course, is a European or foreign investor into the U.S. They create jobs, right? And they don't ask for tax breaks. Or less. The foreign investor, the foreign company coming into the U.S. for the first time, that's your most ideal investor, right?
Well, we welcome all investors, right? I mean, if they're creating jobs and making investment that grows tax base, that's all attractive for most communities, I would say. Foreign investors, of course, bring a more global flavor to the kind of companies we're trying to attract. But at the end of the day, we look at things through the prism of what kind of are these creating jobs? What kind of jobs are they creating for our people? And what kind of investment is going to drive additional growth in tax base for the communities that are fortunate enough to win these investments?
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's really cool. Can I take a look at that?
Oh, yeah.